57-year-old James Perillo Jr. was arrested on the 7th of February in Burlington County, New Jersey, after a woman he allegedly kidnapped escaped from the residence they shared. The woman said she first met James, who she knew by the name of Brett Parker, at a gas station in New Mexico in February of 2022, and agreed to give him a ride to Arizona. She reportedly said she was in a voluntary relationship with the man for about a month when he allegedly physically assaulted her while they were in California, at which point she felt unable to leave the relationship. James reportedly took the woman's phone and debit cards and isolated her from her family. The two arrived in New Jersey sometime in December and were staying in a rented room in Bass River for about 2 weeks when she managed to escape following an argument with James, during which time he allegedly beat and choked her. The victim ran to a gas station nearby. The woman bolted the door to the gas station and reportedly told the gas station attendant she had been kidnapped for about a year. Footage from the station security camera shows James following the woman to the gas station and attempting to open the door, then leaving when he found it locked. The gas station attendant called state police, who apprehended James a short time later after he was seen down a road nearby. James has been charged with kidnapping, criminal restraint, strangulation and aggravated assault. He also faces charges of hindering apprehension, obstruction and refusing to provide a DNA sample. He is held at the Burlington County Jail without bond. A 52-year-old suspect is behind bars after 6 people are dead after a series of shootings in Tate County, Mississippi. Richard Dale Crum has been charged with first-degree murder, with additional charges for the other victims expected to be filed in the coming days. He is held at the Tate County Jail without bond. The shooting started at around 11 a.m. on Friday the 17th of February and spanned over multiple locations in the small rural town of Arca Butler. The initial murder charge was for the killing of 59-year-old Chris Eugene Boyce. The gunman first entered the Express Mart convenience store, and as he exited, he fatally shot Chris while he was sitting in the driver's seat of a pickup truck parked outside the store. Chris's brother was in the truck with him at the time and he fled on foot. Richard chased the other brother through a wooded area before he escaped unharmed. The suspect then drove about 3 miles from the store to a home where his ex-wife, 60-year-old Deborah Crum, lived. He ran up to the porch and busted his way in armed with a shotgun and 2 handguns. Deborah's boyfriend, 64-year-old George Drain, fought with Richard before Richard smashed him in the head with the butt of a gun, leaving George bleeding and dazed. Richard then fatally shot Deborah in the head and told George not to move or make any noise or he'll be killed next. Deputies located Richard outside his home, where he was arrested without incident. Behind his residence, investigators found 2 handymen slain by gunfire, identified as 59-year-old John Rory and 76-year-old Charles Manuel. One was in the road and the other in an SUV. Inside a neighbouring home, they discovered the bodies of Richard's stepfather, 73-year-old George McCain, and George's sister, 78-year-old Linda McCain. Investigators believe that Richard has no connection to the victim at the convenience store. His motive is not yet known, and he acted alone, authorities said. The Tate County Sheriff's Office said it's in very early stages of the investigation, as further charges are pending. A teenage boy was shot to death outside a church in Gary, Indiana on Wednesday afternoon. At around 12:15 p.m. on the 15th of February, authorities responded to 1351 Lincoln Street for a welfare check after a passerby spotted a person laying face down on the sidewalk in front of the Power and Light Church. When officers arrived, they found an unresponsive child suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, and he was later pronounced dead at the scene. The Lake County, Indiana coroner identified the victim as 13-year-old Ori Dodson, who lived about 2 miles away. His cause of death was from gunshot wounds, and his death was ruled a homicide. His mother, Latrice Dodson, said, "I couldn't do nothing but scream and holler, because that's my baby. He didn't deserve this." She said he was murdered after leaving home following a dispute on social media. "They chased him from 15th and Grant to right here on 15th and Lincoln at this church, and they killed my baby," she said. "I guess he walked out the back door and he was FaceTiming them, arguing with them, and I think they seen his background and what was going on, and they found him. I just told him to stay in the house. Ori, stay in the house," she added. "If he'll just listen to me, he'll be alive right now today." Investigation by the Gary Metro Homicide Unit is ongoing. No further information about any suspect or suspects has been released to date.